as the votes were cast at the wrong precinct.
Mm-hmm.
And a judge just yesterday struck down that law.
Oh,
because
really?
he said that it was unfair for people's votes not to be counted just because they got bad information from one of the poll workers.
Yeah, just because they dropped them at the wrong precinct.
Exactly. So
Ridiculous.
anyway, that is a good thing for Ohio, but still in Ohio, we talked about this previously too. The Secretary of State there is still doing what he's doing, and the Obama campaign is taking him to court, so this has to work through the courts. But it's not going to be decided until the end of September or something.
Mm-hmm.
And that is unfortunate. But, this is really the voter suppression that's going on in Ohio and Pennsylvania. I don't understand how that judge could have possibly let that law in Pennsylvania stand. But, of course, it's been appealed to the Supreme Court in Pennsylvania. The court has decided to put the case on their docket early.
Mm-hmm.
So that it can be decided early enough before the election.
Uh-huh.
And that the Republicans have waited until now to do this, coming right up against the election.
Well, Jackie, that's exactly what they're hoping to do. Thank goodness these judges are kind of rushing the decisions on through to the next level or whatever to get it done before elections. But it's just a shame what they're doing. Yesterday in South Carolina,
yes,
it's the headlines read, South Carolina voter ID trial. State senator admits law couldn't address his examples of voter fraud. And so the federal government had an attorney there defending us. And as she asked the senator, about proving why he wrote this bill and tried to and passed this law, which was passed last year. He said he couldn't really give him an example of what drove him to write the law, and but that the American people deserved to have confidence in their election system.
Yeah, exactly right. That's what it's all about.
He was fighting fraud and instilling the public confidence in the election system.
Our confidence did get shaken until 2000. And what happened in 2000 had nothing to do with voter ID.
Jackie, let me just read a couple of lines from this trial.
Okay.
Washington, the federal trial over South Carolina's voter identification law got underway Monday with a state senator insisting his work on the law was aimed at fighting fraud and instilling public confidence in the election system. During Monday's during morning testimony, State Senator George Chip Champson III cited examples of fraud that he took into consideration while drafting early versions of South Carolina's law. These included vote buying, voter roll indicating a woman who showed up at the polls had already voted, and press reports of voters being registered in both South Carolina and North Carolina. But under questioning from Justice Department Attorney Anna Baldwin, Campson, a Republican, said the examples he gave did not involve the type of fraud that requiring photo identification would address. None of the examples you gave in your testimony involved incidents of impersonation, Baldwin asked. Correct. Correct, Campson answered. He also said he could not find cases of voter impersonation in South Carolina, but added that the state lacks the tools to root them out. That's from the Huffington Post, y'all.
Well, if they don't exist, you can't root them out now, can you?
No, he can't. He can't root them out because he can't find them. But he knows they're there.
That's like going on a snipe hunt, isn't it?
Jackie, but he know they there. I know they there. I'm just, I wrote the law just so we can catch them. when they come to us.
I mean, look, South Carolina is one of those places where it's going to be a much even longer time.
Hey, Jackie, South Carolina, need I say more? Mississippi, goddamn.
I know. But, it's one of those places where they don't have to cheat yet, but I guess they're going to get their cheating in early.
Hey, Jackie, they preparing for cheating.
Yeah, they're preparing to cheat.
Welcome to the chat room, Love Muffin, Jackie, and she said, "Ooh, I live in Ohio. Yikes!"
Yes, well, Love Muffin, if you live in Ohio, since you live in Ohio, you need to make sure you have what you need to vote, baby.
Y'all, I cannot. But Jackie, let's remind them. All of you on Facebook, please check out our Let's Talk About It page, okay? Because the stories that Jackie and I tell, we try to post them all up here on Facebook, on our Let's Talk About It page, so that you can see the facts, the videos, or you can read the writing for yourself.
Yeah.
And know that Jack and I are not just making up shit like the Republicans. We're not taking one for the team. Also, Jack and I did a little research this week, and we've been talking about this, that I've been voting absentee for 24 years in Orlando, Florida. Now, although I've been voting absentee for all this time, Rick Scott put my name on the purge list. And when I called their asses and told them I got a passport, I got a driver's license that expires in 2018 with my picture on it, I got show pictures of me performing in Europe, Japan. What you need, dog? I'm not feeling. They sent me an application to fill out again. Things change, folks. There ain't shit changed here. Oh well, just forget about that. That don't pertain to you. Why was I on the list in the first place? I'm a homeowner, a car owner. My car's paid off, my registration, my tag's up to date. How did I get on the purge list? I'll tell you how I got on there.
I was about to say, you know how you
Jackie,
got on.
I almost said what Richard Pryor said, nigga, but I ain't gonna say that. I'll tell you how I got on there. I'm black and I'm a Democrat. And they were hoping, when I first come down here, they were hoping that she won't notice, she won't respond, and then we'll purge her. Use a lie and a grunt ain't in you. The minute,
the problem with you, though, is that it's not just that you're a Democrat, you're a loud Democrat.
I'm a loud Democrat. And I'm a feisty black woman. You do not want to start this mess with me, child. You better leave my name. I have voted every year, all year. I missed one vote, and that's because I was in Japan for 6 months. And I forgot about having my ballot sent to me. That's the only vote I missed. And a Japanese fan came into the club that night and held the Japan Times up to me. That's the English-speaking newspaper, the Japan Times. And it said, Democrats win it all. That was in 2006 when we won the House and the Senate. And the Japanese were celebrating, child, like they won.
Brenda, that is one of the things that has always been remarkable to me. How important our politics are to people in other countries.
That's right.
And that's something that most Americans really don't appreciate.
That's right. People in Europe, Jackie, are very into our politics. And
everywhere are very into our politics.
Yes, Europe, Japan, everywhere I've ever been. Germany, Canada, they are very into our politics. And the question has never been missed, having that question asked to me, do you like Republicans? Do you like George Bush? And they still salute Bill Clinton like he is a god.
Yes, I know. But
and they still hate George Bush like he was the devil with three tails. But what I got away from my point. On Let's Talk About It. Jackie and I got together and she researched and found this for me because I was talking about my absentee voting. And so we found these facts, and I want y'all to, this will put an end to your voter ID identification. You don't need no Datburn ID. You just have, here's what the article says. Here's what my note reads. And then there's a picture of the state of Florida and the words elections. Try absentee instead of picture ID. Check with your state's Democratic Party leaders. I've been voting absentee for 24 years. No ID necessary. No standing in line. No standing in the heat. No getting rained on. Just vote, sign your name, and send it in or drop it off at your nearest polling place. Right, Jackie?
That's right.
So go there, read this story, and the topic is, did you know that you can vote absentee easy as 1, 2, 3? Jackie and I were amazed as she found on the Florida website these simple, easy instructions to vote absentee.
And the thing that I don't understand is
you can get it over the
why
phone.
it is that the Republicans have passed all these laws about people going to vote in person, but they have left the absentee laws alone. I guess they figured that we can't figure it out.
Yeah, and
a lot of their voters, a lot of Republican voters vote absentee.
Yeah, and maybe they're
They
thinking
wanna
about
make it
people moving a bit, but you can do this thing over the phone. It's amazing. I'm going to read to you. We're getting ready to take a break here in the next 3 minutes and call Dr. Morrow and get him on the line. Our guest tonight, Dr. Willie Morrow. He is the creator/inventor of the Afro Pick comb. Okay, and next year will be the 50th anniversary of the Afro Pick comb. And he is also a
he's an entrepreneur,
the human rights and a political activist.
Yes.
And that's why Jackie and I found him so interesting, and we wanted to have him on the show. And Muffin says, I am 26 and I have never voted before. Well, darling, let that be your last time.
Muffin.
You have got to vote.
Muffin.
I've got a little niece, Jackie, that says, I don't vote for none of them. All right. Okay. Don't vote for none of them and see what happens, because these Republicans are not playing with you.
No, they're not.
They are. You think everything is just cool and that. Do you know how we got voting rights? Do you know how we got the opportunity to walk into a restaurant and sit down and be served? Do you know how we got there? A whole bunch of walking, blood, sweat, and tears.
Yes.
And dead bodies, people giving up their lives.
That's right.
So that you can live as free as you do today. And do you hear? And y'all know I love y'all, my white brothers and sisters, but let me just say it like it is. Do you hear these white Republicans talking about America as we know it is gone?
Yes.
It ain't the same, is it? And it's horrible, and he's foreign, and they call Obama the Antichrist, the beast, just all sorts of, just any way they can talk about him and portray him as a monster. I'm telling you, folks, some folks are real sick, still taking BC powder over this black man being president.
Oh, yes, they are.
But for all of our white brothers and sisters who helped elect him and who's going to do it again, God bless you. Jewish, Muslim, Japanese, all of you that know that he is.
Not only that, Brenda, the thing is that we just can't let these Republican bastards manipulate us like that.
Yeah, do you hear them talking about what they're going to do to women?
Yes, they can't. We can't allow them to. Their typical move is to divide and conquer, and we simply just can't.
We cannot allow it.
You know, every working class white person knows that it's not black people who are keeping them down.
You know, Jackie,
stop and think about it. It's not black people's fault.
That's right.
It's not President Obama hasn't been trying to take away anybody's right to vote. He's been trying really hard to get more stimulus into the economy, and the Republicans keep blocking it. He's been working really hard.
And Jackie, you know what they do?
We know good and damn well he's working.